नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Let us read ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परम्। ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परम् तदेषाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेद निहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् आत्मन आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशाद् वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोऽन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। सर्वेषाम् अपि अन्न रसविकारत्वे ब्रह्मवंशत्वे च अविशिष्टे कस्मात् पुरुषः एव गृह्यते प्राधान्यात्। किं पुनः प्राधान्यं कर्मज्ञानाधिकारः। When it is said that from this Brahman, which was referred as Brahmavidapnoti Param, which was subsequently indicated as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, and which was recognized as one's own self, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. From this Atman, the Brahman, Akasha Sambhudaha, and in this manner we come up to the Oshadhi and Anna, and from that Purusha. So how come you are taking only Purusha? Because every being is born out of the same Anna. Because Pradhanyat. What is the greatness of man? Jnana and Karma Adhikaraha. Because man alone is qualified for Karma and Jnana. Atha itareshaam pashunam ashanaya pipase eva abhividnyanam. As regards animals are concerned, other than eating and drinking, sleeping, there is nothing special in them. Therefore, up to here we have come yesterday. Therefore, sahi purushaha iha vidyaya antaratamam brahmam sankramayitum ishtaha. Therefore, such a person, such a purusha, such a human being, iha, in this connection, vidyaya, by proper knowledge of the self, antaratamam brahma sankrayitum ishtaha, alone is qualified to discard all the conditionings and reach the antaratamam brahma, the substratum that the Brahman is. And therefore, Shruti Mata has used the word purusha. Now, tasya cha bahya akara vishesheshu anatmasu atma bhavita buddhihi. Now this man, what is his present status? Present status is bahya akara vishesheshu, with a specific form which is the external expression. And what is that which is the external expression? It is anatma. So anatmasu atma bhavita buddhi, and to this vishesha akara, specific form of the gross body, this is taken as the self, atma buddhi. Now, this being so, analambya vishesham kanchit, without taking support, alamban of something or the other, सहसा अंतरतम प्रत्यगात्म विषया निरालंबा कर्तुम अशक्या, because one is not yet qualified, like when a child learns walking, so with great difficulty he has learned how to stand, then he takes some support and walks. So as long as he is not independent, and as long as he is not able to be free from any support, it is necessary that we give him support. We can't tell the child, you are such a small child, you can't walk, look at me, I am an old man, still I can walk. If this way we talk, the child will stop laughing. Isn't it? Because it is not even worth laughing. So, here, we are at present understanding Atma means gross body, and the gross body is with form. So to understand the Atma without any form, without any attributes, without any conditioning, etc. will be ashakya, and therefore iti drushta sharira atma samanya kalpanaya. So we accept drushta sharira, this gross body that we see, this is the Atma. This is very simple. So drushta sharira samanya atma kalpanaya, then shakha chandra nidarsanavat. Then taking the help of the tree, we show the moon. So taking the help of the gross body, the pure self, the Brahman will be revealed. Therefore shakha chandra nidarsanavat antaha praveshayan, to make the seeker enter and discover the substratum aha. Therefore, Shruti Mata says, now the gross body is described. Tassedameva shiraha, this is the body, this is the head. So, idam shiraha, this is the head of the body. Tasya asya purushasya, tasya means what? Asya purushasya anna rasamayasya, idam eva shiraha prasiddham. So of this gross body, which is our Anna Rasamaya Atma, of this Anna Rasamaya Atma, this is the head. So Shruti Mata is pointing out the finger to the head. This is the head. And it is idam eva shira prasiddham, and it is known to even a headless fellow. There is nothing special about it. Prasiddham. Now why this is being indicated? That this is the head of the Annamaya Kosh. We are studying Upanishad. We are not in KG1, KG2. Why? Because Pranamayadishu ashirasam shiratva adarshanaat iha api tat prasangaha ma bhut iti idam eva shira iti uchyate. Because Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, now they are without forms. And if we have to indicate that this is the head of the Pranamaya Kosh, and this is the left wing, and this is the right wing, and this is the middle portion, and this is the tail. Now if this has to be told to somebody with reference to Pranamaya, Manomaya, etc., he won't be able to understand. And therefore, we can understand from the gross body, and therefore we started from the gross body, this is the head. So, Pranamayadishu ashirasam, Pranamaya, etc., which doesn't have any particular form, therefore head, etc., it becomes difficult to understand. So here also one should not understand that this is only imagination. Therefore, idam eva shira iti uchyate, the head is pointed out. Evam pakshadishu yojana, and so also should be understood with reference to the paksha, the wings, left wing, right wing, etc. Because Pranamaya Kosha also doesn't have, when it doesn't have the head, it can't have the wings, it can't have the main body, it can't have the tail. then how we will understand Pranamaya Kosh? Because our mind cannot function without concepts or holding on to some kind of form or shape. And that is why here gross body which we are able to conceive, understand, is taken as the foundation on which the subsequent knowledge is developed. Ayam dakshino bahuhu purvabhimukhasya dakshina pakshaha. So, how do we understand which is the left and which is the right? So, it is taught, if you stand facing the east, so stand facing Burma. Burma means Brahma. So when you stand facing Brahma, Brahmadesh, original name. So then on the left is the north, on the right is the south, and on the back side, Gujarat, is the west. In the same manner, Purvabhimukasya Dakshino Bahu Dakshina Pakshaha. So the right hand is the Dakshina Paksha. Then Ayam Savya Bahu Uttara Pakshaha, and the left hand is the left wing. Ayam Madhyamo Deha Bhagaha Atmanganam, and this, the center portion, is the Atma, the Madhya Bhag. Madhyam hi Yesham Anganam Atma iti Shrutehe. This is also said in some other Shruti Vakya, that the Madhyam, the center, is called as the Yesham Anganam Atma, is the self of the limbs. Idam iti nabhehe adhasthat yad angam tat puchham pratishtha. So head is indicated, this is head, this is right wing, this is left wing, this is the main body, and this is Taittiriya Upanishad. Therefore, the example is that of the Titiri bird. Titiri bird means a sparrow. So this is the head, the right wing, the left wing, the center portion is the body, Atma, and the bird has got a tail. So what is that tail? Idam iti nabhehe adhastat, below the nabhi, below the umbilicus. Nabhe adhastat yad angam tat puchham. That is called as puchham. What is that puchham? Pratishtha. What is pratishtha? Pratisthita pratitishthati anaya iti pratishtha. That by which something is held in position is called as pratishtha. इनकी समाज में कुछ प्रतिष्ठा नहीं है. That means this person is not recognized as existing even on the electoral rolls. So pratishtha means that which holds a person with position. So nabhehe adhasthad yad angam, that portion which is below the umbilicus, that is called as puchham pratishtha. And puchham iva, why it is called as puchham? Puchham iva adho lambana samanyat yatha goho puchham. Like the tail of the cow is hanging below, facing downwards, in the same manner the lower portion from the nabhi onward, it is hanging towards the earth, and therefore it is called as the puchha. Goho puchham iva. Etat prakrutyo uttaresham pranamayadinam rupakatva siddhihi. And by this we will be now able to understand these 5 things: head, left wing, right wing, atma, and the puchha, for the remaining koshas. So etat prakrutya uttaresham pranamayadinam rupakatva siddhi. Then only we will be able to make this distinction clear. How it is? Musha nishikta druta tamra pratimavat. Just like in a mold, when a particular metal is poured after heated, then what happens? That particular metal which takes the shape of that mold. In the same manner, this gross body is considered as a mold, and in which the pranamaya kosh, manomaya kosh, vijnanamaya kosh, and thus we will be able to appreciate and understand what is the head, the wings, the main body, and the pucham, the tail of the panchakoshas. So etat prakrutya uttaresham. Uttaresham means subsequent. Uttaresham pranamayadinam rupagatva siddhi. Musha nisikta druta tamra pratimavat. तदपेश श्लोको भवति तत् तस्मिन् एव अर्थे ब्राह्मणोक्ते अन्नमयात्म प्रकाशके एषः श्लोको मंत्रो भवति. And to support this, what is the sentence? This is Brahmanokte. We have seen here everywhere first Brahmana Vakya is given, then Rucha is given. Like we have seen Brahma vidapnoti param, this is Brahmana Vakya. Then Tadeshabhyukta, then one Rucha is indicated. What is that Rucha? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. In the same manner, here also the similar thing. Tadepesha Shloko Bhavati. So, the earlier portion that Tasya Shiraha, Ayam Dakshina Pakshaha, Ayam Uttara Pakshaha, Ayam Atma. Now, these are the Brahmana Vakya. Now, these Brahmana Vakyas are supported by the Rucha. And what is the Rucha? Tasmin eva arthe Brahmanokte Annamayatma Prakashake Arthe. So, that which is indicated by the Brahmana Vakya, that Annamaya Atma is so and so, with reference to that, there is also an authority or shloka or the mantra from the Rug or the Rucha mantra. And Tadapesha Shloko Bhavati, and that mantra we will tell in your next Anuvag, Dvitiya Anuvag. And thus, in this particular Anuvag, what we have seen is this. Brahmavidapnoti param, this is pratidnya or the statement of fact. Now this statement of fact has to be supported by the authority. What is the authority? Tadesha bhyukta. Esha ruk abhyukta. So what is that authority? Satyam jnanam anantam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman so oshnute sarvan kaman sah brahmana vipaschiteti. Up to here is the authority of the Rug mantra. Now thereafter, again Brahmana Vakya comes. Tasmadva etasvad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha akashad vayu etc. Idam pucham pratishtha. Again this is the Brahmana Vakya. Now this Brahmana Vakya is again supported by the authority of the Rucha, and therefore Tadapesha Shloko Bhavati. And this method is repeated through and through. So first is the statement of fact supported by the authority of the scriptures, and thereafter the details are given. So what is the shloka? We read now Dvitiya Anuvag. Start. Annadvai praja prajayante Yakascha prithivigam shritaha atho anne naiva jivanti athainadapi yantyantataha annagam hi bhutanam jeshtam tasmat sarvaushadamuchyate sarvam vaitennamapnuyanti yenam brahmopasate annagam hi bhutanam jeshtam tasmat sarvaushadamuchyate annāhat bhūtāni jāyante jātānanyena vardhante adyateti ca bhūtāni tasmātadannam taducchata iti tasmādvā etasmādannarasamayāt अन्योन्तरा आत्मा प्राणमयः तेनैष पूर्णः सवा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयम् पुरुषविदः तस्य प्राण एव शिरः व्यानो दक्षिण पक्षः अपान उत्तर पक्षः आकाश आत्मा पृथिवी पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Now to quote the authority for the first anuvak, the second anuvak begins. अन्नात् वै प्रजा प्रजायन्ते. अन्नात् रसादि भावो परिणतात्. That anna which is modified according to the rasa, the essence of the anna. So the anna, the ras or essence of the anna is the seeds of the parents. And then the seeds meet together and then the gross bodies form. Therefore annat rasadi bhava parinatat va iti smaranarthaha. And the word va is to indicate the authority of the smriti. Smriti vakya. Smarana means smriti vakya. So anna rasadi bhava parinatat va iti smaranarthaha. Praja sthavara jangamaha prajayante. Every kind of creation is possible from this anna. याकाश्च अविशिष्टा पृथिवीं श्रिता पृथिवीं आश्रिताः ता सर्वा अन्नात् एव प्रजायन्ते. याकाश्च अविशिष्टाः, all that praja which is common, everything. Aviशिष्टा means not only something special, but everything that which is पृथिवीं आश्रिताः, that which is living on the earth is born out of anna. याकाश्च अविशिष्टा पृथिवीं श्रिता पृथिवीं आश्रिताः ता सर्वा अन्नात् एव प्रजायन्ते. They are all born out of anna. अथ अपि जाता अन्नेन एव जीवन्ति. And after having born out of anna, the food, then jata, all those who are born annena eva jivanti, they live only because of the food. Pranan dharayanti vardhante ityarthaha. So because the food only they grow. And atha api enat annam apiyanti apigachanti. And thereafter again all these bhutani, they again go back to the same anna. Api shabda prati shabdarthe. So api gachanti means prati gachanti. So annam prati praliyante ityarthaha. So all the annamaya koshas are born, or all the beings are born out of food. They are maintained in the food and ultimately they go back to the food. Annam prati praliyanti ityartha. Antataha. Antataha means ante. Jivana lakshanayaha vrutte parisamaptau. Antataha means after death. So when jivana vritti, when the life stops manifesting through that particular form, then that body which is made out of annam goes back to annam. So kasmat, what is the reason? Annam hi yasmat bhutanam praninam jeshtham prathamajam. Because anna is present even before the individual bodies are formed or created. Naturally, jeshtham prathamajam, born earlier. So this anna is present before the bodies are created, and therefore this anna is the cause out of which the bodies are created. In the food only the bodies are maintained, and ultimately when that particular life departs from that body, again that annamaya kosh goes back to the anna. अन्नमयादीनां हि इतरेषां भूतानां कारणम् अन्नम् अतः अन्नप्रभवः अन्नजीवना अन्नप्रलयाश्च सर्वा प्रजाः. And therefore इतरेषां हि भूतानां अपि, of all the beings, अन्नमयादीनां, who have this annamaya kosh, all of them are annamaya prabhava, anna prabhava, born out of anna, anna jivanaha, they are living because of food, and anna pralayascha, and they also go back to the same food. Yasmatcha evam tasmat, this being so, sarvam tat sarvam aushadham. So sarva aushadham means sarva praninam deha daha prashamanam annam uchyate. So therefore this anna is called as sarvam aushadham. Why? Because anna he is able to quieten the deha daha, because without the food it becomes very difficult to live, and therefore the disease of hunger which is associated with the grass body is supported by this anna, and therefore it is called as tat sarvaushadham. Now anna brahmavidaha phalamuchyate. Annam brahmavida means what? He who has recognized the anna as the Brahman. So Brahmavid is the knower of the Brahman. And which Brahman? Anna Brahma. So Anna Brahmavid is the one word. And the sixth case, Anna Brahmavidaha. So the one who is knowing this Anna as the Brahman, phalam uchyate. What is the result of this sadhana? Sarvam vaite samastam annajatam apnuvanti. He attains all that is created out of anna. So sarvam samastam annajatam, born out of annam, apnuvanti. Now who are those who attain this thing? Ye annam brahma yathoktam upasate yennam upasate. To those who are doing the upasana of this anna as Brahman, they attain the total food. Katham, how it is done? How the upasana is done? Annajaha, annamatma, anna pralayo aham, tasmad annam brahmeti, in this manner. So what is the method of the upasana? Upasana's method is annajaha aham, I am born of anna. Then annatma aham, the body is maintained because of anna, so I am of the nature of anna, the food. And anna pralayoham, and then this particular form again goes back to the same anna. Tasmad annam brahmeti, and therefore anna is the Brahman. And in this manner, this is called as anna upasana. Anna's upasana as the Brahman. Now here, what is the meaning that we should understand in practicing this? What is meant is that in our scriptures, annadan is considered as very important. It will come subsequently. So when annadan is considered as subsequently, what is required is anything gross, that is gross bodies or gross things in this world, they should be respected as Brahman or the Lord. This is the meaning. Therefore it will come annam na parichakshita, annam na nindyat. That is the reason. We should not comment on food, we should not censure food, we should respect the food, because it is nothing but Brahman. So now kutaha punaha sarva anna prapti phalam annam apnoti upasana iti muchyate. Now, how come he who practices this upasana, annam atma iti, then he is able to get the total anna, the total food? How it is possible? Because annam hi bhutanam jeshtam. Because it is already told, bhutanam, among all the beings, annam is jeshtam, earlier. Therefore, bhutebhya purvam nishpannatvam jeshtam, hi yasmat tasmat tat sarvoshadam uchyate. This being so, it is called as sarva aushadam, which is able to satiate the hunger of all the beings. Tasman upapanna sarva anna atmopasakasya sarva anna prapti. And therefore it is natural that those who are doing the upasana of anna, so anna therefore means the total material cause which has gone into the formation of the gross body. So those who see the God in that, the Lord in that, sarva anna apti, they attain all the food, the totality. Then annat bhutani jayanti jatani annena vardhanti iti upasamharartha punarvachanam. Again this is said only to tell that this is how we are learned, and we close here. Now, idanim anna nirvachanam uchyate. What is the meaning of anna? We have been hearing this word anna. You have never said food. Why anna? You don't know English or what? No, in English the translation as food will not give the correct meaning. Therefore, we are used the word annam. What is annam? Adyate bhujyate cha eva yad bhutaihi annam atti cha bhutani swayam tasmad bhutaihi bhujyamanatvad bhuta bhoktutvad cha annam tat uchyate. So why it is called as anna? Because that which is eaten, adyate, and bhujyate, that which eats, both ways. Therefore it is called as anna. So yad bhutaihi annam atti bhutani swayam. So the food is eaten by the beings and the food also eats them. How the food eats them? Because of indigestion. Otherwise, if we see, our teeth are so powerful, so hard, and the same teeth, when are constantly exposed to soft things like chocolates, then what happens? The chocolate starts eating the teeth. And therefore, anna is both ways. Adyate bhujyate cha. Iti shabda prathama kosha parisamaptyartha. And therefore, up to here, annamaya kosh is over. So, adyate and bhujyate cha. Therefore, it is called as anna. Now, after having described this annamaya kosh, what is the purpose of this? Annamayadibhyaha anandmayantebhyaha atmabhyaha abhyantaratamam brahma vidyaya pratyagaत्मत्वेन दिदर्शयिषुः शास्त्रम अविद्याकृत पंचकोश अपनयेन अनेक तुष कोद्र ववितुषीकरणेन एव तद अंतर्गत तंडुलान प्रस्तौति तस्माद एतस्माद अन्नरसमयाद इत्यादि. Now what is said, that just like, now if you take the total meaning, it becomes easier. Then I will explain you word by word. Just like the rice is separated from the husk by proper treatment. So, apanayena aneka tusha kodra va vitushi karanena. So, vitushi karana, by slowly separating the husk. So there is a proper process. In that process, the husk is removed, and then the tad antargata tandulan, and then we are able to get the rice from within the husk in the same manner. Here also, annamayadi arabhya, starting from annamaya, the first word, annamayadibhya. So adi is beginning from the annamaya, anandamaya antebhya, up to the Anandamaya Kosh, Atmabhya, and all these 5 koshas are recognized by us as Atma, and Abhyantara Tamam Brahma, and the Brahman is the Atma of all the Panchakoshas. Abhyantara Tamam is a superlative, which is subtler than the subtlest. So this Brahma is behind or the substratum for all the Panchakoshas. Brahma Vidya, by the Pratyagatmatvena Didarshaishuhu. So by the Brahma Vidya, by the knowledge of the self, Pratyagatmatvena has to be indicated to the seeker as his own self, and Didarshaishuhu, desiring to show. So Shruti Mata, with a desire to show the Brahman, which is the Atma of the earlier Panchakoshas, which are recognized by us as Atma. So first of all, we have recognized Annamaya Atma. Then we will be told that there is another Atma, not only Annamaya Atma. What is that? Pranamaya Atma. Then Manomaya Atma. Then Vijnanamaya Atma. Then Anandamaya Atma. And then this is not only truth, but there is one more Atma, and that is Brahman, and that is the reality. And in this manner, by the Panchakosha Vivek, the ultimate purpose of the Shruti Mata is to bring to the cognition of the student this Brahma Vidya Pratyagaatmatvena Didarshaishuhu. Shastram Avidyakruta Panchakosha. So this Avidyakruta, because of the ignorance, we have considered these Panchakoshas as the Atma. Panchakoshas, when they are, there is no problem. But when those Panchakoshas are taken as the self, then the problems begin. So, avidya, by ignorance, Panchakoshas are not created. Panchakoshas are created by the Prakriti, Maya of the Lord in the nature. Now, when these Panchakoshas are created, there is no problem. But when these Panchakoshas are accepted as the self, then all the problems begin. Therefore, here Shastram Avidyakruta Panchakosha Apanayena. So, that wrong notion that Annamaya Kosh is the Atma, Pranamaya Kosh is the Atma, therefore Annamaya Atma, then Pranamaya Atma, Manomaya Atma. So, this Atmatva Buddhi, considering these Panchakoshas to be the self, Apanayena, by removing it, just like the husk is removed and the rice is revealed in the same manner. Prastauti, the further expansion of this thought continues. How? Tasmad va etasmad annarasamayat ityadi. Now, tasmad va etasmad yathoktat annarasamayat pindad anyaha vyatirikta antaratama abhyantara atma pindavat eva mithya. So, this we have already explained. Tasmad etasmad yathoktat. Earlier also it was said, tasmad va etasmad atmanaha. So this phrase we already explained. So here also, tasmad va etasmad means, tasmad means according to Brahmana Vakya what was explained or stated, then which was further supported by the Mantra Vakya. So tasmad va etasmad. This is the meaning. We have already told this. So tasmad etasmad yathoktat. Now what was said? Now in this particular chapter, Anna Rasamayat. So Anna Rasamaya is the Annamaya Kosh Atma, Pindat, which is of the nature of a Pinda, a shape. Anya Vyatiriktaha, other, Antaratama, it is inside, Abhyantara, Atma. There is another Atma other than the gross body Annamaya Kosh. And it is inside the Annamaya Kosh. And Pindavat eva mithya parikalpitaha atmatvena. And as we have by mistake wrongly accepted Annamaya Kosh as the Atma, that is not the only thing. There is one more Atma. So as we have accepted Annamaya as the self, mithya in a wrong manner, similarly there is another Atma inside called as Pranamaya, Parikalpitaha, but that also don't accept as the final statement. Therefore Bhagavan says here, Pindavat eva mithya parikalpitaha atmatvena, and is recognized as the self. And what is that? Pranamayaha. That second Atma is the Pranamaya. So Pranamaya Atma. Prano Vayu Tanmaya Tat Prayaha. So Pranamaya Atma means Prana means Vayu. Tanmaya, Vayumaya. So Tat Prayaha. Therefore in this Pranamaya Kosh or Pranamaya Atma, Vayu is the predominant factor. Then Tena Pranamayena Anna Rasamaya Atma Esha Purnaha Vayuna Iva Dhrutihi. Now by this Pranamaya Kosh or the Pranamaya Atma, this Annamaya Atma is filled from within. Filled from within. Just like what? Vayuna Iva Dhruti. Dhruti means we can take an example, because in English it cannot be, there is no expression. Like you must have seen in the olden days or even villages today. The gold, this blacksmith, they have got a very big lung, and in that they fill the air, and this is how the blowing is conducted. That is called as dhruti. So we can take a simple example of a balloon. Like the air is filled inside the balloon, so suppose the shape of the balloon is that of a man. When we will fill the air inside, naturally the air inside will also take the same shape. This is how the example is. Tena pranamayena anna rasamayaha atma esha purnaha vayuna iva dhrutihi. Sava esha pranamaya atma purushvidaha. Now this pranamaya atma will also purushavida. Also it will have the same shape like that of the man. Purushavida eva purushakaraha eva shirapakshadibihi. And therefore, in this pranamaya kosh also, we can see the same things what we have seen in annamaya kosh. So like the annamaya kosh has got the head, the left wing, the right wing, the atma and the pucham. In the same manner, for pranamaya kosh also, now we can see these 5 things. Which are those? This is said further. Kim swataha eva na iti aha. Why it is said that Purusha Vidha eva, this Pranamaya Kosh does not have his own head. He has to depend on the head of the Annamaya Kosh. So the Shruti says no, Pranamaya Kosh does not have a head. Na ityaha. Prasiddham tavat annarasamayasya atmanaha Purusha Vidhatvam. And it is very clearly acceptable known that Annarasamaya Atma, the gross body, it has got the head, etc. But Pranamaya Kosh does not have. So, tasya anna rasamayasya purusha vidatam purushakaratam anu ayam pranamayaha purusha vidaha musha nishikta pratimavat na svataha eva. Just like musha nishikta pratimavat. When some liquid metal is poured in a particular mold, it takes the same shape. In the same manner, in this Annamaya Kosh, which has got a distinct shape with the head, hands, etc., in that, when this Pranamaya Kosh goes and occupies, it also takes the same shape like that of the gross body. So, evam purvasya purusha vidatam uttarottaraha purusha vido bhavati purva purvasya uttarena purnaha. And in this manner, evam purvasya purusha vidatam. In this way, the shape of the body of the earlier is accepted by the later. So, Annamaya Kosh is earlier, then the later is Pranamaya Kosh. So, Pranamaya Kosh is also Purusha Vidha, of the shape of the man. Then, Pranamaya Kosh, Atma is Manomaya. So the Manomaya Kosh also has the same shape like that of the Pranamaya. Then Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya also has got the same shape like the Manomaya. Then Anandamaya. Anandamaya also has got the shape like that of the Vijnanamaya. And this is what is meant. Evam purvasya purusha vidatam anuttarottaraha purusha vidaha bhavati purva cha uttarena purnaha. And in this manner, the Annamaya Kosh is purna, filled with the Pranamaya Kosh. Pranamaya Kosh is filled with the Manomaya Kosh. Manomaya Kosh is filled with Vijnanamaya Kosh. Vijnanamaya Kosh is filled with Anandamaya Kosh. And Anandamaya Kosh is filled with Brahman. And that Brahman we have to catch. Katham punaha purusha vidhata asya iti uchyate. Now, if you are telling that this Pranamaya Kosh is also Purusha Vidha, it also has the shape of the man or human being. How it is possible? Because Pranamaya Kosh does not have any shape. Uchyate, we shall tell you. Listen. Tasya pranamayasya prana eva shiraha. Now we have got these pancha pranas. So of that, the pranamayasya prana eva shiraha. So prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Of that, this prana is the shiraha, the head. Pranamayasya vayu vikarasya pranaha मुख नासिका निस्सरणः वृत्ति विशेषः शिर एव परिकल्प्यते वचनात् श्रुति वचनात्. So with the authority of the scriptures, this is imagined that the pranamaya kosh has got these pancha pranas. Out of the pancha pranas, the prana vritti is equated to, imagined to the head. So therefore, pranamayasya koshasya, of this pranamaya kosh or pranamaya atma, the head is the pranavayu. Then sarvatra vachanat eva pakshadi kalpana. Therefore this word vachanat should be accepted everywhere. Vachanat means according to the statement of the scriptures or shruti. Sarvatra vachanat eva pakshadi kalpana. Now vyana vritti dakshina pakshaha. So vyana vayu is the right wing. Apana uttara pakshaha. The apana vayu is the left wing. Akasha atma. And Akasha is the Atma. Akasha means what? Yaha Akashastaha Vritti Visheshaha Samanakyaha. So Akasha means Samana Vayu. So we have taken Prana, Vyana, Apana and Samana. So the Saman Vayu, Akashastha Vritti Visheshaha Samanakyaha Sa Atma Eva Atma. Prana Vritti Adhikarat. And therefore the Samana Vayu is the Atma of the Pranamaya Kosha. Then, what is the reason? Because madhyasthatvat itaraha paryanta vrittihi apekshatma. Because Atma is always in the center. So, this Samana Vayu is in the center and the Prana, Apana, Vyana, they are the head, the right and the left wings, and the Samana Vayu is in the center. Therefore, that is Atma. मध्यम ही एषाम अंगानाम आत्मा इति श्रुति प्रसिद्धम मध्यमस्थस्य आत्मत्वम. मध्यमस्थस्य, that which is in the center is called as आत्मा. देवता आध्यात्मिकस्य प्राणस्य धारयित्री स्थिति हेतुत्वात्. Now the Prithvi is holding this total pranamaya kosh in a proper manner. In Prashnopanishad we have seen Saisha Purushasya Apanam Avashtabhya iti Shrutyantaram. So, Anyatha, what will happen? If the Prithvi will not hold this Annamaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh in a proper manner, what will happen? Anyatha Udana Vritya Urdhvagamanam Gurutvacha Patanam Va. And therefore the Prithvi is holding on, Udke mat jao. So, Anyatha Udan, because Udana Vayu takes us out, takes us up, away from the Prithvi. So, Prithvi Pratishtha. So, Prithvi Pucham Pratishtha. So, Anyatha Udana Vritya Urdhvagavanam Gurutvacha Patanam Va Syat Sharirasya. Tasmat Prithvi Devata Pucham Pratishtha Pranamayasya Atmanaha. And therefore, Pranamaya Kosh or Pranamaya Atma is supported by, held together properly by the Prithvi. Therefore, it is called as Pratishtha. Tasminnevarte Pranamaya Atma Vishaye Esha Shloko Bhavati. Again, to indicate this, there is also an authority in the form of a shloka, and that is quoted in the next Anuvak. So, we take now Tritiya Anuvak. Read together. Pranam deva anuprananti manushya pashavashchaye prano hi bhutanaamayuho tasmat sarvayushamuchyate sarvamevata ayuryanti ye pranam brahmopasate prano hi bhutanaamayuho tasmat sarvayushamuchyate tasyaisha eva sharira atma yapurvasya tasmadva etasmat pranamayat anyondara atma manomayaha tenaisha purnaha savaesha purushavida eva tasya purushavidatam अन्वयम् पुरुष
पुरुषविदः तस्य यजुरेव शिरः ऋक्दक्षिणपक्षः सामोत्तरपक्षः आदेश आत्मा अथर्वाङ्गिरसः पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति.
What is the shloka authority supporting the pranamaya atma or the pranamaya kosh? With this the tritiya anuvak begins. Pranam deva anuprananti devaha agnyadayaha pranam vayvatmanam pranana shaktimantam anu tad atmabhutaha santaha prananti pranan karmo kurvanti pranana kriyavantaha bhavanti. So all the gods, deva pranam anuprananti, they are functional, they are able to live only because of the prana. Who are those deva? Agnyadayaha, Agni, etc. So pranam means vayvatmanam, which is of the nature of the Vayu, pranana shaktimantam. So they get enlivened by, they get supported by, they get energized by this prana shakti. So pranana shakti mantam. So pranana shakti mat and pranana shakti manta. So pranana shakti mantam anu, after having got enlivened, energized by the prana, thereafter tad atma bhutaha santaha, they become one with the prana shakti. Thereafter prananti pranana karma kurvanti, then they are able to function in their respective field. Pranana kriya kriyavanto bhavanti. Now this is one explanation. Second explanation is adhyatma adhikarat deva indriyani. But here the topic is adhyatma. Here we are trying to learn the Panchakosha Vivek, and therefore we should not take the adhidaivik meaning of the word deva, but we should take the adhyatmic meaning of the word deva. And which are those deva? Deva are indriyani. So what will be the now meaning? Adhyatma adhikarat deva indriyani pranam anuprananti mukhya pranam anucheshtantaha itiva. So when the mukhya prana is functional, then only the jnanendriyas function. If the mukhya prana is not functioning properly, then the jnanendriyas cannot function. We have seen in our Aityaropanishad as well as in Prashnopanishad how that main prana, he says Madhukara Raja Iva. He just tries to show, okay, I am going, I am not important, you are all important. Then immediately they understand their position and then they start praising that you are our father, you are our mother, like that. So here Adhyatma Adhikarat Deva Indriyani. Therefore here Deva should be understood as senses. Pranam Anuprananti Mukhya Pranam Anucheshtantaha itiva. तथा मनुष्या पशवश्च ये ते प्राणन कर्मणा एव चेष्टावन्तः भवन्ति. And so also as the devas indriyani, so also manushya pashavashche, so also the human beings and animals, everybody is functional living because of this prana shakti. Atascha na annamayena eva parichinnena atman parichinnena atmana atmavantaha praninaha. And therefore atascha, therefore it is very clearly understood, na annamayena parichinnena eva, not only by the parichinna annamaya atma, atma vantaha praninaha, the beings are living. So the beings are not living only because of the annamaya atma or annamaya kosh, kim tarhi tad antargatena pranamayena api. But there is also the pranamaya kosh which is tad antargata, which is inside the annamaya kosh. So tad antargatena pranamayena api sadharanena eva, which is common, sadharanena eva sarvapinda vyapina atmavantaha manushadayaha. And therefore this pranamaya kosh is common in all the beings. So all the gross bodies are enlivened by this pranamaya kosh. So, outside the pranamaya kosh is called as Vayu. When the Vayu comes in touch with the Annamaya kosh, it gets divided into Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, and this is how the body is maintained. So what is the external total air is the general Samanya Pranamaya. And because of the Samanya Pranamaya, the individual bodies are living. So, Sadharanena eva sarvapinda vyapina atmavantaha manushyaadayaha evam manomayadivihi purva purva vyapivihi uttarottaraihi sukshmaihi anandamayantaihi akashadi bhutarabdhaihi avidyakritaihi atmavantaha sarve praninaha. And thus, this is another important principle brought out even in the same manner. Like the Annamaya kosh is enlivened by Pranamaya kosh, Pranamaya kosh is enlivened by Manomaya kosh, Manomaya kosh is enlivened by the Vijnanamaya kosh, Vijnanamaya kosh is enlivened by the Anandamaya kosh, and Anandamaya kosh is enlivened by the Brahman. And in this manner, Purva Purva Vyapibhihi Uttarottaraihi Sukshmaihi. So, the earlier means the Annamaya, Pranamaya, etc. in that same sequence, they are gross. And Uttara, the subsequent, they are subtler. So, Annamaya kosh is the grossest. It is pervaded by Pranamaya kosh, which is subtler. Pranamaya kosh becomes gross, and Manomaya kosh becomes the subtler. Then Manomaya kosh becomes the gross, Vijnanamaya kosh becomes the subtler. Then Vijnanamaya kosh becomes the gross, Anandamaya kosh becomes subtler, and the Brahma or the Atma is the subtlest, and all other koshas are grosser as compared to this Atma. In this way, sarve praninaha atmavantaha, all these beings are supported by this one reality. Tatha स्वाभाविकेन अपि आकाशादि कारणेन नित्येन अविकृतेन सर्वगतेन सत्य ज्ञानानंत लक्षणेन पंचकोशातिगेन सर्वात्मना आत्मवन्तः. And thus all the beings are atmavantaha. They are supported by, they are living, their atma is. Atmavantaha means atmavan. Atmavan is he who has got the Atma. So, sarve praninaha, all the beings are atmavantaha. They are supported by, they are living because of what? Tatha svabhavikena. Svabhavikena means self-existent, which is not created, which is not the result, which is not the effect. Svabhavika. Bhava is to be, to exist. Svabhavika, that means existing without anybody's support. Like Annamaya kosh is supported by Pranamaya kosh. Pranamaya kosh is supported by Manomaya kosh. In this way, when we will go in that sequence, we will say Anandamaya kosh is supported by the Atma or the Brahman. Then we will say, who is the support of the Atma or the Brahman? To remove that fallacy infinitum, we are told Svabhavikena. And which is this Svabhavik Atma Tattva? Svabhavikena api Akashadi Karanena. And this is the Karan, the cause of Akasha, etc. So what was said in the first Anuvak? Tasmad va etasmad Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha. And thus we are now taken to the Atma, which is recognized by us as the Brahman. To that Brahman we are taken. Therefore, Swabhavikena api Akashadi Karanena. And what is the nature of that Karana of the Akasha? Nityena, which is Nitya, which is not destroyed by the influence of time. Therefore, Kala Paricheda, limitation of time, is not operating. Then Avikrutena, and also that which is not undergoing any modification because it is of the nature of Sat. And Sarvagatena, that which is present everywhere and in everything, and therefore it is called as Satya Jnana Ananta Lakshanena. So, Nityena, Avikrutena, Sarvagatena, Satya Jnana Ananta Lakshanena, and this Brahma Tattva, which is recognized as the Self, Pancha Koshatigena, and which is not limited by the Panchakoshas. Panchakoshadikena sarvatmana atmavantaha. And thus all the beings are supported by this one reality. Sahi paramarthata atma sarvesham iti etat api artha uktam bhavati. Now this is the purpose of telling this Panchakosh. The purpose of telling Panchakosh is not to give much importance to these Panchakoshas. Only give that much importance which is required. Like if we are to reach a particular destination, we don't give importance to the secondary aspects. Whether I should go by Maruti or I should go by Garud. Isn't it? Take whatever is available, 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, 6-wheeler, multi-wheeler. If no wheelers are available, Vinoba. The idea is reaching the destination. In the same manner, here, sahi paramarthata atma sarvesham iti etat apiyartha uktam bhavati. So this is the meaning. That sarvesham pranina, of all the beings, this Brahma, this Atma is the reality. Paramarthataha. Now coming back to the topic. Pranam deva anuprananti iti uktam. Tat kasmad ityaha. Why it is said that all the devas or the indriyas, they become functional, they become living only after the prana. Why it is so? Prano hi yasmat bhutanam prananam ayuhu jivanam. Because the prana is the life, ayuhu, length of existence for all the beings. Prano hi yasmat bhutanam praninam ayuhu jivanam. Yavat hi asmin sharire prano vasati tavad ayuhu. As long as our body contains the prana, shakti, then only we are alive. Anyatha, we are no more alive. Iti shrutyantarat. Tasmat sarva ayusham. And therefore, prana is called as sarva ayusham. Sarvesham ayuhu sarvayuhu. That which is the ayu, the life or the length of life of all is called as sarvayuhu. So, sarvayuhu eva sarvayusham. So that which is sarvayu, that itself is called as sarvayusham iti uchyate. Prana apagame marana prasiddhehe. When the prana apagama, when the prana leaves the body, the death is certain. Prasiddham hi loke sarvayushtam pranasya. And therefore, it is very well known in this world that sarvayushtvam pranasya, that the prana is the sarvayush, is the life of everything. Ataha asmad bahyat asadharanat annamayat atmanaha apakramya antaha sadharanam pranavayam atmanam brahma upasate. ये अहम अस्मि प्राणः सर्वभूतानाम आत्मा आयु जीवन हेतुत्वात् इति ते सर्वम एव आयु अस्मिन् लोके यन्ति न अपमृत्युना म्रियन्ते प्राक् प्राप्तायुष इत्यर्थः. Now, like it was said according to the Annamaya kosh and the Anna Upasana. Now here it is Prana Upasana. Ataha etasmat bahyat asadharanat. So now leaving the Annamaya kosh, coming back to the Pranamaya kosh, Annamayad Atmanaha Apakramya Anta. So giving up this Annamaya kosh, now we go inside. And inside is what? Sadharanam Pranamayam Atmanam Brahma Upasate. Now he comes to do the Upasana of this Pranamaya kosh. How to do the Upasana of the Pranamaya kosh? We live happily and we allow others to live happily. We take food and enjoy, and we also must learn to enjoy when we give food to somebody. And in this manner, when our own concern for our life is reflected in the concern for the lives of others, then only we are doing the Pranopasana. So, Ataha asmat bahyat asadharanat annamayat atmanaha apakramya anta sadharanam pranamayam atmanam brahma iti upasate. Now how they do the upasana? Ye aham asmi pranaha sarvabhutanam atma ayuhu jivana hetutvad iti. So in this manner they do the upasana, that I am the atma of all the beings and I am the jivana hetu, because of me all the things are existing. In this way, when they do this pranopasana, te sarvam ayuhu asmin loke yanti. They live full life. And what is the meaning of living full life? Na apamrutyunam mriyante. They don't die because of apamrutyu. That is why when we take the Vishnu Tirtha or Shiva Tirtha, that is the mantra chanted, Akala Mrityu Haranam Sarvavyadi Vinashanam. So Akala Mrityu means the death which comes in our life before the allotted time. So that kind of apamrityu is rejected when we practice this pranopasana. That is why it is said in our scriptures, deaths such as murders or suicides or accidents or coma, when the jivas leave the body under these conditions, then it is not considered as a good death, because then those jivas, they enter the another yoni, preta, pishacha, bhuta, then dakini, yakshini, and there are many sukshma spirits, so they go into that yoni. That is why it is always prayed that let nobody die an accidental death. That is not considered good. So here it is said that na apamrutyunam riyante prapta ayusha ityartha. So according to the ayusha, the life which is gained according to the prarabdha, before the completion of that prarabdha, this person doesn't die. Shatam varshani iti tu yuktam sarvam ayu iti. It is said that we are supposed to live for 100 years. That is why we are seen in our Ishavasya that kurvan neveha karmane jijivhe shadagam samaha. So our aim should be to live 100 years. We should not think, jaldi mar jaye to अच्छा है, किसके लिए? As if your presence is making anybody disturb. Nobody is disturbed by your presence or absence. Live your life fully, 100 years, and then live. Kim karanam prano hi bhutanam ayuhu. Now, why this prana is called as the bhutanam ayuhu? What is the reason? Kim karanam prano hi bhutanam ayuhu? Tasmat sarva ayusham uchyate iti. Because of which this prana is called as sarva ayusham. Now uchyate. Yo yad gunakam brahma upaste sa tad guna bhag bhavati iti. Suppose somebody is upasana, doing the upasana Brahman as Anna, then he will get Anna in his life. If he is doing the upasana of Prana, then he will live long. If somebody is doing the upasana of Anna, of Paramatma as love, we will get love in our life. If we are doing the upasana of the Paramatma as a devotee surrendering at the feet of the Lord, we will get the vision of the Lord. Therefore, yo yad gunakam brahma upaste sa tad guna bhag bhavati. So whatever is the kind of upasana, accordingly we get the results. Iti vidya phala prapte hetvartham punarvachanam prano hi ityadi. So to indicate the upasana phala, this is said again, punaha. Punarvachanam prano hi bhutanamayu sarvaushadamuchyate iti. Tasya purvasya annamayasya esha sharire annamay bhava sharira atma. And so this pranamay is annamay bhavaha. Therefore sharira means atma. Sharira means the one who is residing in the sharira. Like Dasharatha's putra Dasharatha. Similarly, the one who is living in the sharira is called as sharira. So sharira atma. So this pranamay is the atma of the annamay. So purvasya annamayasya esha अन्नमये शरीरे भवः शारीर आत्मा क एष प्राणमयः. Which is that Atma? This pranamaya which we are just now discussed. Tasmad va etasman iti uktartham anyat. Now we are not going to tell again and again. We have already told that uktartham anyat. We have already told earlier. Now anyontara atma manomaya. Now that pranamaya kosh which was indicated and subsequently supported by the shloka of that annamaya, of that pranamaya kosh, anyotara atma manomaya. Anyaha antara. Anya means other means inside. So antara atma manomaya. Now what is the mana? Mana iti sankalpadhyatmakam antakaranam tanmaya. So mind means that whose atma, whose nature is sankalpa vikalpa. Therefore sankalpadhyatmakam. So that whose atma, whose essence is to get lost in sankalpa vikalpa. That is called as mana. Mana iti sankalpadhyatmakam. And what is that? Antakaranam. It is also called as antakaran. Tanmayo manomayaha. So that alone is the quality of this manomaya kosha. Therefore it is manomaya atma yatha annamayaha. It is made up of only anna, annena jivanti and annena vardhante in the same manner. This manomaya atma is only of the nature of sankalpa vikalpa, thoughts only. Soyam pranamayasya abhyantara atma. And this manomaya atma is abhyantara, inside the pranamaya. Again, tasya yajureva shiraha, because this was already explained. The outer shape is taken by the inner atma, and in this manner, now what is the head etc. of this manomaya kosh? So tasya yajureva shiraha. Yajuhu iti अनियताक्षर पादावसानः मंत्र विशेषः तज्जातीय वचनः यजु शब्दस्य तस्य शिरस्त्वं प्राधान्यात्. Now here the यजुरेव शिरः, the Yajush mantra, that is the Shira, the head of this manomaya kosh. What is the meaning of Yaju? Yaju means aniyata akshara padavasana. Those mantras which are not in any particular meter. When any mantra is in meter, the letters are counted like Anushtup Chanda. So if it is in Anushtup Chanda, there will be 8 multiplied by 4. So 32 letters will be in that mantra. But in case of the Yajush mantra, there is no rule of that kind. Therefore, aniyata akshara padavasanaha. Padavasana, padav avasanaha. So all the mantras are not of the equal length. Therefore, they are called as Yaju. Mantra visheshaha tad jatiya vachanaha. And also all the sentences or the words of the similar kind, they fall under the category of Yaju. Shabdaha tasya shirastvam pradhanyat. And we will see in this world, maximum sentences are prose order. Poetry is very less as compared to the prose sentences, and therefore Yaju is the head, which is the pradhanyat, which is the most important. See, this is such a small thing, but how or when we even think about it, the different kinds of statements that we hear in this world, prose sentences are maximum as compared to the poetic sentences, and poetry also not the freehand poetry, but the metered one, where every letter, every rasva dirgha is counted. Therefore, pradhanyat, the Yaju shabdaha tasya shirastvam, it is considered as the head, the important. Pradhanyam cha yagadau sannipatyopakarakattvat. And also, the Yajush mantra are also used for the different kinds of yaga. Now, what are the different kinds of yaga, etc., we are not studied, nor we are going to study. But here, this much we understand, there is some yaga called as Sannipati. And for the Sannipati kind of yaga, these mantras are used, and these are maximum used. Therefore, Yaju is the head of this Manomaya Kosh. Yajushahi havihi diyate swaha-karadina. And all the swahakar, Indraya swaha, idan namama, Varunaya swaha, idan namama. In this manner, all the havihi, all the offerings, oblations are given by the Yajush mantras, and therefore Yaju is the head or the Shiraha. Vachani ki va Shira adi kalpana sarvatra. Either you accept this complicated understanding, or simple straight away, why don't you accept? Why? This is said in the Upanishad, over. But these are only kalpana only. We have to go discard everything and reach Paramatma. Therefore, Vachani ki va Shira adi kalpana sarvatra. So don't get lost. But why not? I am a Rugvedi. I will to say, Baba, that Rugveda is the head. Because this Taittiriya Upanishad is from the Yajurveda, therefore these people are bringing that Yaju is the head and the Rug is the tail. No, we don't accept. So don't get lost into this non-essentials. So, Vachaniki va Shira adi kalpana sarvatra. Manaso hi sthana prayatna nadaswara varna padavakya vishaya tat sankalpatmika tat bhavita vritti shrotradi karana dvara yaju sanketa vishishta yajuhu iti uchyate evam ruga evam samacha. Now, manaso hi, from the mind alone, sthana, then prayatna. Sthana is the place where from the sound comes. Then prayatna, efforts associated in the production of the sound. As a result of which nada, first the basic sound is produced, then swara, then the vowels are produced, then varna, then the consonants are produced, and thereafter pada, then the words, complete word is produced, then vakya, then the sentences are produced, then vishaya, and then the subject matter is presented. And tat sankalpatmika tat bhavita vritti. And after having completed all this process, then it is called as the sankalpa, and this sankalpa bhavita vritti shrotradi karana dvara. Then it is heard by the ears, etc. Then yaju sanketa vishishta, and this is what is called as sanketa vishesha. So whatever is communicated from one person to another person, it is through this thought process. And the process is very systematic, how the sounds, the words, the sentences, the meaning is produced. And this is called as Yaju iti uchyate. Same is true as regards the Rugveda as well as the Samaveda. And therefore, evam cha manovruttitve mantranam vruttehe avartayati iti manaso japaha upapadyate. And in this manner, all the mantras are at the level of the Manomaya Kosh. And therefore, when we are doing the chanting of the mantra japa, we exist or live at the level of the Manomaya Kosh. We rise above Annamaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh. That is why the importance of the japa by the mind. So, evam cha manovruttitve mantranam vrittehe avartayate iti manaso japa upapadyate. Anyatha अविषयत्वं मंत्र अविषयत्वान् मंत्रः न आवर्तयितुं शक्यः घटादिवत् इति मानसो जप न उपपद्यते. मंत्रवृत्तिश्च उद्यते बहुशः कर्मसु. Or else if we take the mantra as an object of knowledge, this is very, very subtle topic, please understand. When we see an object, that object is not me. And if we understand that the mantra which is chanted by the mind, it is an object, therefore it can be considered as other than me. No. It is I, the pure consciousness, alone is expressing as the mantra Shakti. And therefore the importance of the chanting of mantra. There is a difference. Remembrance is a bondage through thought, and chanting of the mantra is a freedom from thought.
Because in remembrance is memory, what is happening? In memory, some particular past event is an object of knowledge. So when I remember my past, so that memory is objectifying. And when I chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, it is not memory. What is happening? That I, the pure consciousness, is expressing through the mind as the mantra. And therefore the importance of the mantra chanting. Therefore, although memory also is in the mind, and chanting is also done by the mind, but the basic difference is memory is objectification and mantra is subjectification. That is why the importance, or else there would have been anarthakya, unnecessarily chanting of the mantras. So, chanting of the mantras should not be compared with the remembrance of some event in the past. Mantra vruddhischa udyate bahushaha karmasu, and therefore in so many karmas the mantras are chanted again and again. Akshara vishaya smritya avrutya mantra vrutti syat iti ched. Now the same topic which I told. Suppose we say akshara vishaya smritya vrutya mantra vrutti iti ched. Suppose we understand or accept or logically put forward that akshara vishaya smriti. Mantra is what? Mantra is particular word. Om bhurvusvata saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo na prachodayata. This is the akshara. Now we are only remembering this akshara. In this way, if we accept the mantra, so akshara vishaya smriti avrutya mantra vrutti syaditi chet. No, not like that. Because mukhyartha asambhavat. Because the very purpose, the mukhyartha is not possible. Because why it is said, trihi pratham anvaha trihi uttaram iti ruk avrutti shruyate. It is said that one should chant the mantra 3 times before doing the karma and 3 times afterwards. Tatra ruchaha avishayatve tad vishaya smritya vrutya mantra vruttau cha kriyamanam nam kriyamanayam tri prathamam anvaha iti rugadi vritti mukhya arthascha uditaha paritakta syat. If we simply say, remember the mantra, so we will say, yes, I remember the mantra. Do you remember Purusha Sukta? Yes. Now, remembrance of Purusha Sukta is different, and chanting of the Purusha Sukta mantra is different. This is what is the difference that is brought out. So here, the mantra, yajus, rug, sam, etc., they should not be mistaken as only the smriti matra. Tasmad manomaya vrutya upadhi parichitna manovrutti nishtham atma chaitanyam anadi nidhanam yajush shabdavacham atma vijnanam mantra bhavanti. How beautiful it is said. Tasmad, therefore, manovrutti upadhi parichitna, with the upadhi of the limited upadhi of manovrutti parichitna, manovrutti nishtham, that which is existing in the mind, not brought out from somewhere. Manovrutti nishtham, atma chaitanyam, and this atma chaitanya is expressing through the mind. Atma chaitanyam anadi nidhanam, which is nidhanam, which is the source of, which is the infinite source of all the knowledge. So anadi nidhanam yajuhu shabdavacham. This is what is meant by the word yaju. So yaju is not the word which we can remember. That is why if we are not able to remember particular mantra, etc., it is not very big sin. What is important, that are we in tune with the divinity? Please understand, this is a very, very important point. So tasmad manovrutti upadhi parichchinnam manovrutti nishtham atma chaitanyam anadididam yadu shabdavacham atma vijnanam mantra bhavanti. So what is the meaning of mantra therefore? Mantra is Shuddha Paramatma expressing through the mind in the form of any sound is called as mantra. and that mantra is seated in Manomaya Kosh. So when we chant mantra, we are in touch with the reality. But when we remember something of this world, he came and he told and he went, and I am simply sitting here. That memory is not taking us anywhere nearer to the Lord. Therefore, here is the definition of mantra. So what is mantra? Tasmat manovrutti upadhi parichinnam atma chaitanyam mantra first. Tasmat manovrutti upadhi parichinnam manovrutti nishtham atma chaitanyam. So that atma chaitanya, which is taking the support of the manovrutti for expression. So when atma chaitanya is expressing through the manovrutti, then it is called as mantra. Electricity taking the upadhi of bulb is expressing as light. So what is the difference between the light in the bulb and the light which is illuminating all other objects? So the light in the bulb is the expression of electricity, and that light falling on any other object, thereafter what is happening? The light is reflected. So the reflected light and the original light, there is a lot of difference. In the same manner, the smriti, remembrance, is only the reflected Atma Chaitanya, and mantra are the original expressions of the Atma Chaitanya. This is how mantra Shakti has got that importance. So, manovrutti upadhi parichinna, manovrutti nishtham, Atma Chaitanyam, Anadi Nidhanam, Jajushadda Vachyam, Atma Vijnanam Mantra iti. Evam cha Nityatva Upapatti Vedanam. By this way alone, we can prove the Vedas are immortal. Because what are the Vedic mantras? Every Vedic mantra is the manifestation of that knowledge through mind. And therefore, Vedic mantras are apaurushaya, not created by man, but it is the consciousness expressing through this Manomaya Kosh. Remaining we'll see tomorrow. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.